Hey, Joe. Joe! 5 o'clock.
What's the idea you're working overtime? Want to get in the higher tax bracket?
Yeah, that'll be today.
Don't keep Rose waiting for supper. Remember, she's eating for 2 now.
Maybe 3. Who knows?
No, look, I gotta finish. You better go without me.
Okay.
Okay, Joe.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Got that key finished yet?
Just finishing it. There you are. If that doesn't work, you get your money back.
You're a real sport.
Thank you. That must have been a specially ordered lock. That's a very unusual key.
How much?
$1.75. I'm sorry, but it took so long because this was some profit. Thank you. Hey, you forgot your change.
Who's there? What do you guys
Like I said, I knocked on the door around 8. Usually he was up and would let me in, but this time the door was open. When I came in, there he was, lying on the floor.
Every other door locked up tight.
That'll be all, thank you.
Is he going to be all right?
We don't know yet.
Poor man.
Bert, what about the lock on the front door?
Hadn't been tampered with. Whoever got in here, either he let them in or else they had a skeleton key.
Not with those locks. They didn't exactly act like old pals, either.
We finished it.
Did you get anything?
No, the only prints around here are on Carter.
How much do we get out to the reporters?
I'm just fill them in. They know the score on Carter as well as we do. Yeah, make it snappy. We haven't had breakfast yet.
You can still eat after looking at Carter?
You get used to it.
The puzzling aspect of the Sully Carter beating is that although Carter was known to have had special locks installed on all the doors of his expensive apartment at 25 East River Street, the front door was open when he was discovered this morning, and the lock showed no sign of having been tampered with. On the national scene in Washington today,
You made this for them yesterday.
Yes, sir. I kept thinking about it all morning, you know, after I heard the radio.
You talking about the mess, but you ain't by the beat, though.
file, innit? Message for you. Urgent. You gonna answer it? Later. Look, when a woman wants to know whether she should wear a blue dress or a black dress for supper, she wants to know now. Her whole day depends on it.
Meyer, you've been reading my messages again.
Well, you need the benefit from my vast experience. Now, put yourself in her place. She wants to know, should she clean her black shoes or her blue shoes? Should she wear her dark nail polish or her light nail polish? Let's go through this stuff. Hogan? Yeah, who else? You think you can nail him? You know, we just might. They'll make you commissioner. I'll settle for a bonus. Personally, I like her better in blue.
You told him what?
That I got a good look at both of them. Bonnie, I had to tell him. The detective asked me.
You didn't have to tell him anything. It wasn't any of your business.
Oh, now, Rose.
Going over to that apartment. What made you do such a crazy thing?
Crazy? It was the only lead they had to who did it.
Oh, who cares who did it? So some gangster beats up another gangster. What's that got to do with you? You want to get beat up too? Maybe killed?
Honey, nobody's going to kill me. That's what the police are for.
Oh, sure. The whole police has got nothing to do but look after Joe Jabraki.
Honey, listen, you're getting yourself all excited. Sit down. Sit down for a minute. Please, Rose. It's no good for the baby. Sit down. Please.
Joe.
Sit.
Joe, you've got to promise me. No matter what you told the police, you won't identify the men.
Honey, I have to
I couldn't stand it if anything happened to you. Joe, please, for my sake, don't make me scared now.
Oh, Nem, sure,
I was scared because I was so happy. No, I'm just scared. I'm scared for us, for the baby.
Hello. All right. The police are coming over. They think they have the men.
Take off your hats. Can you point him out, Joe? You want to move closer?
No, I can see all right. I never saw any of them before.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
That'll be all.
I'm sorry.
Come on, Joe.
Joe, just one question. Why are you lying to me?
Why do you say he lies?
Lady, I have been lied to by experts, and your husband is no expert.
What do you know about my husband?
I'll tell you. Hungarian, married 5 years. Nice reputation in his neighborhood. Took out his first citizenship papers last year. You like this country, don't you, Joe?
You can send us back. He hasn't done anything wrong.
Nobody said anything about sending anybody back. I just thought I'd tell him a few things about this country he might not know. And by and large, we think it runs pretty well, Joe. I even like to think that my job helps a little bit, but sometimes we need help. Sometimes somebody's in a position to give it to us. All right, now that's the spot you're in.
Well, the man that they beat up, he'll identify the fellas who did it, won't he?
No, not anymore, Joe. He's dead.
Suppose Joe could identify them. Could you promise the same thing wouldn't happen to him?
No. No, I'd be lying if I said we could. We do the best we can. That's pretty good. But sometimes a citizen has got to stick his neck out, too, if the system is going to work. Look, Joe. Those 2 men worked for Riley Tobin. Now, he's got a finger in every lousy racket in this town, and I mean including dope. And I don't want to see them walk out of here free.
I just didn't get a close enough look to be sure.
Thank you for coming in. Miss me? Me too. What's going on? Honey, I'm tired. I want a drink. Okay, it's a deal. If you'll fix me a nice, dry, cool martini. But tomorrow morning, every guy who gets a traffic ticket will be asking the cops why they're not out chasing these killers instead of persecuting honest citizens. Come on.
Thank you.
Here's to ships that come in, all laden with treasures from the east, smelling of rich spices with golden sail. I'm drinking to you. Boy, poetic cops the city can do without, you know? What do you want to know? Make a long story short, we had the guys that did it and we had to let them go. A guy by the name of Joseph Preggy. C-Z-E-P-R-E-G-H-I. Hungarian refugee, locksmith. And he was our case against him. Well, he was real brave till we brought him into the lineup to make the identification. And he chickened out. And that wasn't his fault. It's his wife. She's pregnant. She's scared. He had to make a choice. I even waved the flag at him, but didn't do any good. Matter of fact, I went further than that. For a little while there, they thought they weren't going to get their citizenship papers unless they played ball. No, I didn't mean it. It just came out that way. Trouble is, you know, I'm not so sure that I wouldn't have done the same thing if I'd been in his spot.
Yes? For me? What is it? I don't understand. Who are you? You can't talk? Or hear either. You can read my lips? And you want me to open this? They're beautiful. They're beautiful from you. But I don't know you. Why should you? Detective Steve Carella. You his wife? Your husband sent you here? Why should you come and bring me a present? Not for me. For the baby. You're not trying to get me to do anything. Won't you please come in? The room is rather messy. I was just doing the ironing. I don't feel much like doing the housework these days, but I try to get it cleaned up before Joe comes home. You have children? Well, won't you sit down? Your husband must have told you about yesterday. He thinks Joe didn't tell the truth. Joe and I, we mind our own business. We don't make trouble for anybody. We just want to be let alone. You didn't come here and try to make us help your husband? Just about the baby. I've got some coffee on. Would you like some? Beautiful. I'll go and get the coffee.
You know how many amendments there are to the Constitution?
No?
Guess.
15?
21.
Supposed to know them all?
Oh, no, just the first 10. It's called the Bill of Rights. Here, listen. These are the restrictions against the exercise by the national government of certain powers which would deny to the individual his right to life, liberty, and property.
Sounds like an awful lot to learn by heart.
Well, it's like our teacher was telling us. You know, you hear people say things like, you can't do this to me, I know my rights. Most of them don't even know what they're talking about. They just figure if they holler loud enough, you know, everybody will think they're very smart. Here are your rights, right here in this book. When my son asks me a question, I'm gonna know the answers.
Joe?
Hmm?
Do you love me?
What's that got to do with the Bill of Rights?
Pretty soon I'm gonna be fat and ugly. You wouldn't think I'm pretty anymore.
Now, you get good and fat. I want my son to be husky.
All you think about is the baby. You don't think about me, you know.
Sure I do.
You don't ever tell me you do.
I'm trying to study. All of a sudden, we're talking about love. Oh, Rosuchka. There. Now, just between you and me, I'm crazy about you. You get prettier every day.
You don't have to make things up.
Who's making anything up? Hey, where'd you get these?
Oh, a woman gave them to me.
How about that? What woman?
You don't know her.
What's the big secret? I know everyone you know.
It's no secret. A woman I met in the market, she gave them to me.
Oh. Hey, honey, you sure that feet come this small?
Gosh, they do, silly.
Phew. These must have cost some money, huh?
Well, what is it, $6.50 for baby clothes?
Honey, you're not...
Well, what then? Now, nobody we know is going to have a baby. I don't get it. Lock? Locksmith. Locksmith's what? That fella's the Preggy's wife? What for? What'd you do that for? Honey, you weren't trying to work on her to get her to let him open up, were you? Yeah, you. What then? Why did you do it? Oh, you thought that I was too rough on her. And you felt sorry for her. Is that it? If the shoe fits. Honey, I'll make a deal with you. I won't do any of the cooking if you will keep your pretty nose out of my business. Well, that's settled. Oh, boy, this just isn't my day. Hello. Yeah. I know, I got it. I'll be right there. It's another beating. This time there's something new added. They killed an innocent man.
I got this off him, bookkeeper. 3 kids. Just happened to pick the wrong time to be walking by. What an epitaph. The guy they worked over is inside. Same deal as Carter.
Yeah. Riley Tobin rides again.
You were right. I lied to you before. I recognized those fellas up on that platform that night.
Now you're willing to identify him, is that it?
That's right. I figure if I'd had any guts, he would be with his family right now instead of...
Well, that's very commendable, but you're just too late.
No, I don't understand.
Well, do you know where they are?
No?
Well, neither do we.
But I thought...
You thought what? You thought they'd check in after every job to see if you're ready to identify them? We had them once, Mr. Chipregi. But we had to let them go because we couldn't pin anything on them. Now, it's not going to be easy to find them again. If we do, I'll let you know.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a dumb cluck, but I just didn't figure. I'm very sorry.
Joe. Come here. How far are you willing to stick your neck out?
You name it.
Does your wife know you're here?
I told her I was coming over.
It's all right with her?
It's got to be.
Sit down, Joe. This could be more than you're bargaining for.
I'm not bargaining.
We want to nail those 2 men because they're killers. That's a good enough reason. But we've got an even better one. You've heard of Riley Tobin? Well, the Senate Crime Committee called him one of the 10 biggest gangsters in this country. He runs rackets all over the country. He only runs them like businesses. He's got taxmen, he's got lawyers. Probably even got a few public officials on his payroll. We've never been able to get anything on him that would hold up in court. This could be what we've been looking for. Now, this stuff you hear about gangsters not talking is a lot of hooey, Joe. They'll dummy up if they're only faced with a jail rap because it's safer to take it and stay alive. But if we can pin a murder rap on them that will stick, they'll play ball. And once the organization starts to come unraveled, we're in business. You break one thread, pretty soon there's no sweater. All we need is one loose thread. That's where you come in. You want to hear more?
Go on.
If they find out there's an eyewitness against them, they'll want to get rid of him. Just like they did the bookkeeper. Only this time we'll be ready for them. We'll have a 24-hour watch on you. You and your wife both. All we want to do is bring them out in the open. You don't have to go for this, Joe. That's why I laid it on the line. This is up to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I said I'd do anything that would help. If this helps. Okay.
Good. Okay, that's it. You don't come near here again. You don't go out at nights unless you have to. Try to act natural. Joe. Maybe it'd be better if you didn't tell your wife anything about it. I mean, there's no sense in upsetting her. She might not be able to carry it out. You scared? I don't blame you. But remember, we'll be there. We won't let you down. Pick up singing, Willie. I've got a job for him. And round up a couple of Tobin's boys. I don't care which ones.
What charge?
Make it vagrancy. I just want him in the same cell as Willie for a couple of hours. I'll check it out with the lieutenant.
Right.
It was too late. They can't even find the fellas. They don't even know if it's the same guys.
Don't feel bad. You did the best you could.
Yeah, that's what he told me.
I fixed your lunch.
Oh,
The kind of sandwiches you like.
thanks. Listen, Rose, you think you should be going out as much anymore?
Why not?
With a baby. You don't want to be out in the street when...
Joe, people have had babies before.
Yeah. Well, I better be getting to work, huh?
Joe? You don't mind, do you, that I kept you from it before?
Oh, forget it.
I can't help feeling relieved. I was so scared all the time you were gone, just thinking about it.
Well, there's nothing to be scared of now. Oh. So...
I gave him a pitch, just like you said. All about this Joe, what's his name, remembering those two guys in the shop.
Did you get a reaction?
I couldn't tell whether they bought it or not. They just listened.
Okay, that'll be all, Will.
It'd be my neck if they ever found out.
They won't.
What do you think?
Don't have any choice now. Have you got everything lined up?
He's covered like a tent. At work, at home, going and coming. I got 5 extra men from uptown.
I guess that doesn't. I'm gonna check just to make sure.
There's nothing you can do now, Steve. I told you everything's set.
Yeah.
Come on, Steve, take it easy. Our boys know their job.
So do Tobin's.
Got a match, buddy? Thanks, buddy.
Hey, Joe, you working late again?
You still want to be a millionaire?
No, I'm going with you, huh?
I see where they're not getting anywhere on that last killing. Plenty of police for parades, but not for catching murderers.
Give the guys a break. They're only human.
So was that poor bookkeeper. I'll tell you one thing. I'm sure glad it wasn't me that saw them.
I'll be seeing you.
Hey, take you out tonight for bowling.
Yeah. Oh, no, listen. You better go without me, and Rose hasn't been feeling very good lately.
In the old days, the women took an hour off from pressing grapes to have the bambinos. Now they play it up big. Hey, don't tell her I said that.
Good night. Good night.
Night,
Good night.
Well,
Rose? Rose?
What's the matter?
Nothing. I just didn't know where you were, that's all.
I just washed my hair. Honestly, I don't know why having a baby should make my hair so dry.
Listen, that door wasn't locked just now when I came in.
I never lock it. Silly, why should I? We know everybody in the building.
Well, that's what locks are for, huh? What are you trying to do, put me out of business?
Suppose I did lock it. You'd spend all your time making new keys for the ones I lost.
Just the same, I want it kept locked, huh? There's been a lot of stealing going on lately.
What is anybody going to steal from here?
You quit arguing with me and do what I tell you.
Sure, John. Go get supper started. Joe? Aren't you coming to bed? I can't sleep when you're not there.
Yeah, pretty soon, honey.
What is it? Tell me.
Nothing. Can a guy not be sleepy?
No, not you. Not unless something's wrong.
Go to bed, honey. I'll be there in a minute.
Joe, I'm not blind. I've been edgy for a week, ever since you went to see that detective. What did he say to you? Are you sure you told me the truth?
Of course I did. You don't see any cops around here. They said there was nothing I could do for them.
Is it that man they shot? The bookkeeper? Is that what's on your mind?
Maybe. I guess so. I don't know. Maybe I'm just nervous, that's all. A new baby coming in, business not so good. Makes a guy nervous when he's got a family to support.
You're not sorry, are you? About the baby?
Oh, of course not. You know better than that. Just makes a guy a little bit edgy, that's all.
Things will be the same between us, I mean. I got a book out of the library. It said that husbands sometimes resent the new baby, taking up all the wife's time and everything. It won't be like that.
Me? Resent the baby? Boy, what a crazy book. Now, go on back to bed, honey. I'll be there in a minute. Maybe I'm chicken, but I just can't take anymore. You're gonna have to call it off.
Jill, let's go in the office.
There's nothing to talk about. I thought I could do it, but I can't. That's all. You think it's easy? You try it.
I don't think it's easy. I told you it wouldn't be.
Okay, then it's me. I've had it, that's all. Looking at every guy that passes to see if he's gonna pull a gun on you, jumping at shadows, I just can't do it anymore.
Let's get one thing straight first. I don't think you're yellow. I think this is as rough a deal as anybody ever walked into.
Okay, now I'm walking out. I'm sorry, but that's how it is.
It's not that easy.
Why not? Hey, what are you trying to pull on me now?
I'm not trying to pull anything. I'm telling you that I can't call it off. Nobody can.
Why not? Tell me you were wrong. You got no witness. You made a mistake.
Joe, we don't even know if they bought this gag to begin with. Now, no matter how I set it up to call it off, we'd never know if they believe that either. We'd have to keep right on covering you.
I never made any deal like that. I thought it'd be over by now. So did I, but that's the way it is, and nobody can do anything about it. That's what you think. You think I'm going to be a clay pigeon for the rest of my life waiting for those guys to knock me off? You're crazy. I'm pulling out right now. Joe, wait a minute. Oh, no, just give it a couple of days. Wait until Saturday. If nothing happens by then, I'll figure something out. You figured out enough? From here on out, I do my own thinking, Joe.
Johnny, tell Eddie he's got a wild man coming out. Let him go, but don't lose him.
I chase him in an alley, and boom, the roof fell in. This guy's not wild, he's nuts.
Harry, have the men in the radio cars keep a lookout for Chapregi. And have the man watching his flat call in if he shows up there. Yeah, I'll be here.
Hello?
Hello, Rose.
Oh, Joe.
Don't talk, just listen. We gotta get out of town right away. And I'll explain when I see you.
But Joe,
Don't argue with me, just do what I tell you. Pack up right away, just a trip. Meet me at Mulaney's bar. That's 8th Avenue, just off Holland.
can't you tell me what it's all about? But Joe, what about the shop? You can't just walk off and leave it.
Hang the shop! Remember that Carter business? Well, I know I saw them. Now, will you just quit arguing and do what I tell you?
Yes, Joe.
Nothing, thanks.
You just gonna sit there?
Bring me a beer.
Manny, this is right over Mulaney's. I got something the big man ought to know.
Got a phone call, and then she got her suitcase out.
You stop her if she tries to leave before I get there. Come on, Roger.
Who is it?
Detective Corella.
What do you want?
We're looking for your husband.
I don't know where he is.
I think you do.
Where are you meeting him, Mr. Chapregi?
Why should I tell you? Haven't you gotten him in enough trouble?
I don't know how much he told you, Mrs. Zapragi.
He told me those gangsters were after him. They wouldn't be if it weren't for you.
He volunteered to help us. Nobody forced him to do anything, but I can't protect him unless I know where he is. That's why you've got to tell me.
He told me not to. I do what he says. And don't wait outside for him to follow me. You can't fool me like you did Joe.
I promised Joe I would try to protect him. Now I'm going to do it. With or without your help.
Look, Mrs. Zapregi, I don't want Joe killed any more than you do, and I've got an even bigger reason than you have, because if Joe is killed, I might as well give Tobin and everybody like him the key to this city. You don't think that's any of your business, do you? Well, you should know better than I do how much it's your business. You know where you came from, what it's like there? That's why you came here. Well, you know what keeps it that way here? Because I've got 10 men outside who are willing to risk their lives for a guy named Joseph Pregi. 10 men who want to live just as much as he does. Now, you want a nice, clean country to bring your child up in, don't you? Well, you should be grateful, because you've got the chance to help keep it that way.
Hello, hero. Surprised?
No, I know why you're here.
Well, we'll explain it to you anyway. Outside.
You're not getting me outside so you can kill me.
Who said anything about killing you?
You're gonna have to do it here. I'm not moving.
You don't have much choice. I just want your wife to get it, too.
All right, I'll go.
We thought you would.
You be a real good boy, because I got big plans for you.
So we thought you might want to keep this.
Oh, how about that?
So when your son's president, he can hang it in the White House.
Hey, look at this, huh? Hey, look. You know, if he doesn't get to be president, I'm gonna let him be a detective. No, I mean it. Just to help straighten out dumb clucks like me.
What's his name, Joe?
Joseph Carella Haviland Cipreki.
Hey, another citizen heard from, huh?